It's
What
Jodi
day is it?
Day.
It's Jodi Day. What day is it?
It's Jodi
What?
Day. Oh, we got. I didn't practice. We got to do that. We got to do that over
Yeah, I
again.
haven't practiced either. Where is it? Uh, uh,
Oh yeah, you.
Jeez, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do
I know
that.
we gotta like do a pre-recording of it. I don't think that's
Yeah,
gonna work live. The
yeah,
Howdy Doody version of the intro.
yeah. We need to do that. The Howdy Doody version of the Jodi intro.
Yes. What time is it? It's Jodi
It's
Day.
Jodi Arias Day. It's Jodi Day,
Yeah.
Arias Day. Nick and Davis
I know,
here.
we gotta figure it out.
It's Jodi. Yeah, we need to
We
get
need to figure that one out.
that. And whoever came
Brandon
up with that, thank you. I had a lot of fun in my car, stuck in a traffic jam, and yeah,
stuck in a traffic jam thanks to my wife. You were
yeah.
First,
First she cost me a lot of money, and then I was stuck in traffic.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yep.
the money. Why
Yep.
is it that you have all these ladies on your bills, and they're not like queens or anything? This is like a author or an artist or something.
No,
right?
that is world famous opera singer. What's a world famous, and I can't remember her name.
Because we should all
Birgit Nilsson. Birgit Nilsson.
We should all have opera singers on our money, right? I mean, because that makes sense.
Yeah, but she sold out the New York, that very famous arena. What's it called? Opera House something. She sold out back in the 50s and 60s. She sold out that for months in advance, and she performed that there for like 2 months of the year, and it was sold the moment her name came up. It was sold out. Carnegie Hall.
Nice. Yeah. So So they met up today at the truck stop, as one does. Had some coffee.
No, I forgot. And
it happens.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how the American customs are about bringing in fruit and vegetables into the United States. So, especially seeds, that can be misconstrued. What's that in your bag? Oh, it's a plastic bag full of seeds. I mean, yeah.
It's not the marijuanas. I am not. I am at home in Americas, but my wife is in Sweden right now.
Yeah. And thank you to Flux for sending over her audience. Hi, Flux.
So she sent them to you and not me. Is that how that happened? Flux, after what I did in your stream today.
Oh, that's for you.
This for me. Glad you guys had fun thinking Jodi. Oh, yes. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, so we've been sharing some videos, and we have some lyrics. We just need to like probably do this in a recording setting rather than a live setting.
Yeah, but we haven't rehearsed. But that was fun.
Alternates. I see.
Oh.
Sometimes she goes man, sometimes she goes woman. Today she went woman.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, Dave's just a bit jealous because I met up with his wife today.
I haven't seen her in like 10 days, and yeah, sad.
Yeah, and you keep forgetting what time it is in Sweden, so you call her at midnight.
I didn't. Well, I did, but she's always up till like midnight, 1 o'clock, Sweden time. She has like your schedule. But then the one time she goes to bed early.
Jingle says hi.
Oh, hi, Jingle.
Yeah, he pre-scared me today. Just a minute before we got live, he decided to attack my chair and make himself comfortable.
10 days might not be that much, but when you like your spouse, it's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, that was the hardest part with me and Miss Viking, if I can call her that, during the world-ending event between 2020 and 2022. We had to plan our seeing each other for like a month in advance because we really needed to be. I had to avoid everything for 2 weeks before I could see her because she worked in a hospital.
Yeah. By the way, we are dual streaming. A link to each other's chat or stream is pinned at the top of our chats. And if you come over from Flux and you want to help replenish the coffers because of the little bit of thing going on with Brandon and all that, you could go ahead and jump over to mine and super chat me. That would be great.
Oh, really?
I got to go get a beer.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, and for shits and giggles, and for jingles, the feed jingles fund is open. It's gifting memberships, and I will buy him snacks. No, kidding aside, like, subscribe, or do all that on both of our channels. That promotes both of us towards YouTube and helps promote our channels and this stream. And if you wouldn't mind, share the links on your social media. Oh,
what is
Danish.
This? Danish
Pilsner.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is what I'm going to drink.
You don't have many of the Swedish beers over there in the United States, I noticed.
No, there's that one that it's gold something.
Norrlandsguld.
Yeah, that I like, and I wish we had that.
Yeah, that's a good beer. Yeah, that's a really, really good Pilsner. It's still.
This isn't bad, except you can't drink it warm. I don't know why you guys like drinking like room temperature beer, but if it's cold, it's good.
My dad does that. He says, "Why do I want drinking beer cold? Is like licking on a window. It doesn't really taste that much." Well,
maybe that's why I like it better. It knocks down the Danish taste.
No, it might. We have a tradition in over here. Now it's cold for the most of the year, and then it rains. So yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce it. But this is
But I never understood American beer until I visited Texas in April. All of a sudden, I got, now I get it. An ice cold Bud, not Bud Light, but a real Budweiser.
Yeah,
in Texas. Yeah, in Texas in like 100 degrees. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, when it's hot out, there's nothing better than an ice cold beer.
But when I was a teenager, way back when, I mean, we bought a 6-pack, and then we got to the place where we were supposed to party, and then we had to drive back to buy more beer because we drank it on the way over, and we didn't have time to chill it.
There's 5% alcohol by volume.
Oh, you don't want to chug. It's too much. Beers. Yeah, these are a lot of bubbles in Carlsberg, so you really don't want to chug it, because then you will belch up foam.
Gross. Speaking of gross, we have finished with jury questions, at least for now, we think.
Yeah.
And with Jodi. And we are going into more of her redirect from her attorney today. Yes. So there's no bingo, since I'm not anticipating jury questions. We will do bingo again for closing arguments. We will also do bingo if we have like a significant amount of more jury questions or something that comes up on a later stream.
Yeah.
But no bingo today.
No bingo
today. That was fun. And congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah, there were a lot of winners, and that was 13. Kind of expensive. So if you super chat me, I will make sure.
Yeah. He sends me more of his pretty dollars with ladies on them.
Yeah. Now we have. Let's see. Who are the people on our bills? I can't really remember.
You have the the one author. I can't remember
Astrid
her name,
Lindgren.
if you say so.
Uh,
What's she write? She's a famous author. Like everyone in America would know her, but she's on.
yeah. I mean, it's Pippi
What was the book that she
Longstocking.
wrote? Or Pippi Longstocking? That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pippi Longstocking. Is the author or is actual Pippi Longstocking on your money? I can't remember.
No, it's
I
the
have
author.
it floating
It's
around
the
somewhere.
author. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the author. Oh, wait.
What it says currency laying around. There she is.
Yep.
I have a $2 bill somewhere lying around too.
And Astrid Lindgren was, I mean, besides being an enormously popular author, she was a genuinely good person. I mean, there's a picture of her back in the late 80s, early 90s. She walked up to a skinhead. Hold on.
Ooh, what am I doing here? Where are we? No, I don't like doing it on my laptop.
And this is what she did to him. I mean, she just walked up to him and said, "Are you really proud of what you're doing?" And he was so ashamed. Because everybody knows Astrid. Everybody loves Astrid. And he just stood there like a schoolboy just, yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I won't do this again, ma'am. And yeah. So yeah, she was an amazing person.
Yes,
an amazing.
all Americans know Pippi Longstocking. You read it as a child, generally.
Great success. I think you downloaded the wrong movie. Yeah, let's not go there. Not with our natch.
Why can't we see it?
The what?
Why
The
can't
picture.
we see? You pulled up Jodi. Why can't we see it? Oh, I see. Okay, now you're doing that. I got it now.
I mean, there she passed away when she was 90 something. I think she was 86 or 87 at the time, and she just walked up to him. I mean,
I will take one of my shirts off your back. Why do you have ads on? Well, I have ads on because it pays the bills. And do you have to be a member to get a bingo card? No, you do not have to be a member to get a bingo card, but we're not doing bingo today. I'm pretty sure that's branded.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And here's the thing with the ads. I mean, we still have to monetize our things. Now, I've tried with and without ads when it comes to the audience. And I know it's annoying, but it doesn't really change how many people who are actually watching. And if it gets me $2 per stream or 50 cents per stream because you actually watch the ads, then you support me. Or Dave.
Well, not right now, but the hope is to eventually. But they're not nothing when they add up at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So I will say that.
I think I got $20 last month, and $20 is $20.
Mine's a bit more than that. I think I got like 100 some from
really?
But I'm looking at my scaling, and it's sustainable. The membership helps, and the super chats from Brandon also help. But the ads, there's a real possibility there that the ads could self-sustain this thing.
Yeah, so. And it might also do get YouTube to actually promote because if we get ad revenue, YouTube gets more ad revenue.
And I just got a raise from YouTube for the amount I get paid per 1,000 views just went up $1.20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just this past month. So I'm like, all right, we'll keep on keeping on. If YouTube's happy, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I would if I'm actually live streaming a court case, not as in because in the Jodi, it's not. We are live, but Jodi isn't.
Yeah.
But if it's an actual live stream, as in the Young Thug, I don't monetize, because even if it's currently a bit boring, and I do my best to entertain you all guys, I don't want you to miss anything, because what happened? An ad, and then all of a sudden it's 30 seconds later, and then you have to go back and everything. That's not. But if it's a trial that is a month old or a year old, please work with us. I mean,
Yeah.
If I go through, for instance, the amount of hours I spend in front of the screen, I'm making what is it, $1 an hour tops.
And mine should be skippable. See, the thing is YouTube recently did this thing where now you have to put mid-roll ads even during live streams. There's no way to there's a way where I can determine when it's going to happen, or like how long it's going to be, or something like that in advance. But
for instance,
and then I put it on so that it's skippable. So you guys should be able to skip the ads.
Yeah,
that's what I have set up.
Yeah, and I have.
But you can't like eliminate them like you used to be able to do like a month ago or so.
Yeah, because I have everything on the lowest possible, because the conservative, lower earnings potential, less interrupted viewer experience. So I'm trying to get it as low as possible to interrupt you guys. But if it makes me $20-$30 extra a month, I mean, we do have expenses.
I'm not, and I have premium, so I'm not watching it on your the non-premium side. So now, if you don't skip an ad, YouTube will throw 30 minutes. I don't know, probably, right?
Yeah, if that happens, refresh your browser if that shows up, and then you will go come back to this stream.
Go aggressive.
No,
we're gonna get an ad like every 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, we are not Mr. Beast here. I saw an interview with Mr. Beast. His videos has ads every 3 minutes.
That seems annoying, but he also probably gets paid a lot for each ad too.
Yeah.
So he's just maximizing it, but people will stick around and watch through it. But again, he's doing pre-recorded segments and stuff that's a lot different than us, which is mostly live stuff, right? And so you don't want those interruptions. So we minimize it for you all.
Yeah. Now, if we get to a point where we are at, I mean, I don't know, 100,000 subscribers, I mean, knock on wood, then because then we know there will be revenue in other ways. And maybe, I don't know, look at Recada and EDB, they have sponsors. And then, I mean, if I
give me some sponsors, Brandon. Give me some sponsors.
Yeah.
Maybe these people. No, not alcohol. I don't want to sponsor by alcohol.
No. And I do my... I'm not sure.
Candy company. Candy company can sponsor.
Candy company. Whoever owns Pop Rocks.
Tootsie Pops and Pop Rocks. We get prepaid legal to sponsor us.
Sorry. I carbonated this a bit much.
Yeah, so we still get the ad revenue even if you pay premium. So you're not seeing the ads, but we get the ad revenue as if you were seeing the ads. So that's nice.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's
Pop
go.
Rocks and Coca-Cola.
I will actually check here. Revenue, watch page ads. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have more from ad revenue from premiums than people who actually watch the ads. So it's about 60-40. So if you have premium, that pays us too.
Then you don't get the ads, but we get the benefit.
Yeah.
So it actually YouTube's a little incentive for you guys all to get premium.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're getting something for free if you're not paying premium. So enjoy it. It's like commercials on television.
Now we have been procrastinating this for 20 minutes.
Yeah, should we start, Jodi? Like, I think we have a trial to watch.
Yeah, I think we have. There. Where is it? Oh, there she is. Dave is looking into Jodi's ear. When you turn your head that way, okay, now Sal is jealous.
Little corner kisses for Jodi.
Oh, yeah, but we are here for Jodi, and she's on the stand in trying to look innocent, but she hasn't smiled since day 25, and I can understand why. Before that, she would be a bit snarky, she would a bit smiley, and then the longer the prosecution went at it during the cross-examination, and then eventually she just stopped smiling. So it was a struggle for him, but he wore her down.
Yes.
Not that much, because we realized this might be 120 episode in total.
30 more weeks.
Yeah. There might be somewhere between 25 and 30 add-ons to the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, we're here for Jodi. Jodi.
Please be seated. The record will show the presence of the jury, the defendant, and all counsel. Why would you hypothesize about filling a third gas can?
I was just answering the question I was asked, so I don't know why there was a hypothesis there.
You stated today that you did not have professional help.
What?
I thought we were done with jury questions. I thought she passed it on to her defense attorney for redirect. That's where we left off.
These are a bit of follow-up questions from the jury after the jury questions. Because you said, as you said on Tuesday, they could write more questions down during the question. So these might be the follow-ups.
Yeah, we did. We watched this part, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you watched this part? Okay.
Yeah. So we get to the point where she hands it back over to Jodi's attorney. So.
Maybe not. The missionaries. Oh, I don't think that's...
Yeah, we got through all the jury questions so far in this part. I think this is where she's... Yep, okay. So you can... Right about here is good. We could just start here.
Yeah.
Even with all of those things, I wasn't in my right state of mind during that time.
Were you in the fog when you were kissing Ryan?
Yes.
Would you agree that you came away from the June 4 incident rather unscathed, while Travis suffered a gunshot and multiple stab wounds? You only had a bump on your head, a bruise on your head, cuts or scrapes on your ankles, and a possible shoulder injury.
As far as making comparison of physical injuries, him versus mine, yes, I would have to say that's a relatively accurate assessment.
Ladies and gentlemen, are there any other questions from the jury at this time? Mr. Nurmi, you may follow up.
Thank you. Ms. Arias, yesterday you were asked about receiving the Book of Mormon from Travis. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you were explaining to us how you read a chapter a day of that book, or basically a chapter a day after you received it. Do you recall telling us that?
Yes.
Okay. And there were some other questions about, or answers, I guess, that brought up the visits from the missionaries that came over to your house in Palm Desert. Do you recall those questions?
Yes.
Okay. What the basis of some of these questions really related to the law of chastity. Do you recall that?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, one of the things that you talked about in answering these questions, as it relates to the Book of Mormon, does that contain a sort of list of, as it relates to premarital sex, of activities that are okay and activities that are not okay?
Not in the Book of Mormon. It's broad. It's not listed out in detail in the Book of Mormon.
For example, the Book of Mormon doesn't say oral sex is okay or not okay. It doesn't spell that out for you.
No, it does not.
Okay. You mentioned the missionaries being younger men that came to your house, younger men, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And this kind of do's and don'ts list, we'll call it, that wasn't in the Book of Mormon, did they give you anything of that nature?
No, I had pamphlets, but they didn't have, as far as the law of chastity goes, that was not broken down. No.
Okay. What they explained to you from your answers, it seems to be that you weren't to engage in premarital sex. Your takeaway of that was penile vaginal intercourse. Is that accurate?
Well, I considered other forms of sex, but after gaining a sort of clarification from Travis and how he explained it, then I came to understand that vaginal sex was the ultimate, place to not go until marriage.
Okay. And in terms of going to this
Everything else
place,
is off limits, but just kind
penile
of.
vaginal intercourse, after these missionaries started coming over, were you still engaging in sex with Daryl Brewer after they came over and started telling you these things?
No.
And part of what we heard in your questioning is that Travis served to provide you with elaboration, if you will, on the law of chastity. Is that true?
Yeah, he delineated it more for me.
So that kind of list of using oral sex as a continued example, this oral sex is okay or not okay, he kind of provided that checklist for you, right?
Yes.
Okay. And based on his teachings, if you will, you came away from that with the idea that the law of chastity only restricted penile vaginal intercourse. After Travis, what was your understanding of what the law of chastity prohibited?
The law of chastity prohibited vaginal intercourse between a man and a woman, and that it should be safe for marriage.
So she
That
could
was-
identify
defines-
as
I can make the issue on that.
Okay.
Yeah, she defines sex the same way Bill Clinton does.
Well, if this was nowadays, she could have briefly identified as a man, and then it would have been okay, because it was between a man and a
Well,
woman.
she didn't have a V to put the P in, so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand the point of all this, Tammy says. So
I heard as you answered these questions and throughout your testimony.
Oh, sorry.
So Jodi made this whole thing about the sex between her and Travis. And a lot of the jury questions were focused on that. So her attorney's trying to clean up some of the issues. She tried to say that he was abusive and controlling and used that as a control mechanism, essentially.
Yeah.
But we believe she liked it.
Yeah, she also, I mean, for some odd reason, when it came to direct questions about if she liked it or not, she said, I didn't mind it, and stuff like that. So, hello, Jingles. Oh, yeah, okay. Asshole.
Yeah, no, I absolutely think she liked it, but she's just using this as an excuse later on. What happened was is she was really infatuated with this guy, really enjoyed the sexy times, and then when he decided that she wasn't marriage material and moved on, she got jealous and unalived him. I mean, it's more logical resolution than her stories, any of her stories, even the first one, the I wasn't there. When you leave pictures of yourself behind.
Look how happy he is when I do this. He really, really enjoys it.
So happy.
of another guiding principle in your life, being the law of attraction. You were asked a few questions about that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And one of the things that came up while you were describing the law of attraction, I want to make sure it's clear, you also started talking about something called the secret. So is the secret part of the law of attraction, or could you just kind of explain that for all of us?
The Secret is a documentary film that came out in 2006 explaining the law of attraction. So they're synonymous. And there's another movie version that came out in 2007.
I mean, that
Jung,
book,
find this documentary. We need to watch this.
I mean, my parents saw it and they were head over heels about it. Oh, this is how you become successful and this is how you do this and that. And I looked at it and this is creepy.
Ooh, we can watch it on Tubi.
Can we?
It's a thriller documentary. Oh, we are so going to stream this in Discord. Oh, that is so happening.
Yeah, you do it on your Discord.
We need to.
Even if it is. A lot of people went all in on it and life ruined kind of thing.
The doc is retarded. Really? Is it not worth watching, or is it like so bad that we need to watch it?
It's an experience.
Okay. Turn you and Nick up or turn Court down. I could turn both of us up. We could do that.
Yeah. Audio. I'm automatically. I can.
Yeah. I'll put it at 160. How's this, guys? How is me at 160 compared to the Court? Let me know.
Also, The Secret, just a different speaker, but it's the same. It's exactly the same thing. It's the law of attraction.
So The Secret, was that something that you and Travis, this movie, documentary as you call it, is that something you and Travis watched together or tried to adhere to together?
Yes, he introduced me to the movie.
He introduced you to the movie, but the law of attraction was something that you were familiar with before you met Travis. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I turned Court down a bit
and a little bit yesterday about your breakups.
Okay, he says I'm good now. I put myself at 160.
And I kind of want to go back through that a little bit, okay?
Okay.
You began with Bobby Juarez, dating, if you will, what have you, around age 15, correct?
That's correct. The first time.
What's that?
The first time, yes. Okay. I was 15.
And you mentioned when you were answering the questions posed to you yesterday that you broke up with him and got back together a few times over the years. Could you kind of explain that to us?
Yes. Starting at age 15, I broke up with him because I felt the relationship was getting too serious. I didn't talk to him for a few more years.
At age 15?
And then when I had called him and he wasn't responsive, I let that go. And then he called me back and we struck up a conversation and a friendship again. And then some months later, that blossomed into a romantic relationship. And I began to fall in love with him. And he's who I would consider my first real true love. And then when the other girl came into the picture,
Jodi has fallen in love with everyone that she's ever come in contact with.
She actually came in.
Yeah, I mean, she had that. Okay, I fell in love with this guy, and then was with him for a period of time. Then it got normal. Then she found the next guy, lined that guy up, got rid of the old one, and started with a new one because butterflies and all of that. And I changed she changed her personalities to his, and then it became normal, and then it became boring.
Yeah, but most of them are still alive too.
From age 15 to when she at age 26 or 27 when she unalived Travis, but he broke up with her. She never experienced that before. A man who actually didn't really want her, unless it was for escapades, and she couldn't take it.
Is it called monkey branching? I've never heard that before, but that sounds, where a monkey's going, jumping from branch to branch. That sounds about right.
Or horse milking, I don't know.
Jodi does relationships like most people handle employments. Yeah, then there's that one employee every once in a while that goes postal. That's Jodi.
Yeah. Oh, I remember back in the early noughts when going postal became an expression, and I couldn't for the life of me understand until I read about the postal workers.
The U.S. postal worker that went nuts with the with the pew pew in his employment because he was terminated. He was like fired, and he was disgruntled.
Yeah. If we are doing, I mean, I have. I've been stuck in traffic. Ow! Hi, Jingles. You are energized today, Jingles. Jumping all over the place. Have you caught something?
Have you left
Jingles, have you left a present somewhere?
Oh, I'm sure she has. She wants your attention so she could go. Or he?
Yeah.
Jingles is a girl's name. Jingles is a boy.
Jingles is a boy.
Okay, he knows. Well, as long as he knows.
Yeah. Well, he is castrated, so.
Oh, okay. So it wants to show you. Yeah, it wants to show.
Yeah. The guy in Falling Down also got stuck in traffic, then went postal. Yeah, something of the sort.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Sweden. It's winter. It's snow. And
it sounds just like wind blowing through a tunnel. That's all it is. Yeah, that's it. Wait, hang on. I can't get the right angle here. I got to resituate. All right.
No, both Jingles and Buster were more or less stray cats when they were found at an abandoned barn, and that's the procedure. If they're found, they have to be made to not make more cats in Sweden.
Well, if you chat in our chats, it's fair game. It's most likely going to get pulled up.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Let it resonate.
Haven't you watched this before?
Why can't I?
You need to drink more.
There we go. I'm struggling. All right, I need to drink more.
Hi Baker. Look, Brandon, Dave has magic beer again.
I do. I have magic beer. It disappears and appears. Oh, hey, Brandy.
It transforms.
Brandy Churchwell's in the chat. Welcome.
Hey, Brandy.
Without thinking. For singing in jail. Oh, yeah. We played that because she was playing, she was singing Silent Night. So we played it during our streams at Christmas time. Yeah. So it's horrible. It's horrible. But she thinks she's good. She thinks she didn't do anything wrong with this case either.
No, she absolutely believes she has the jury in the palm of her hand.
Let's see what other inappropriate questions her attorney has for her. I don't know why it's so much about the when did you lose your virginity at 15? Why are we talking about this still?
Yeah.
Because I don't think that was this is redirect based off of the jury's questions. And they didn't ask any questions about that.
No.
The voice of an angel.
Yeah, well, technically, yes, because if you look at the descriptions of actual angels in the Old Testament, they are quite terrifying.
Yeah, that is Jodi. Oh, you missed Jodi singing? Wasn't it Silent Night? I think it was Silent Night.
Yeah, something of the sort.
Yeah, it's cringy. It's really bad.
And now the picture a few times. She came from Louisiana, so I broke up with him. There were many things that caused us to break up. Sometimes he would get on his feet and have friends that would help him out, and he didn't want anything to do with me. And then other times, it had to do with that girl or just some little things. But it seemed that we were always getting back together. And then finally we separated, and then 2 weeks went by where we didn't talk. And I felt like that was sufficient time. Whereas in Costa Rica, when I'd gone there, it was 8 days. I felt that was sufficient time, but he came back into my job and we started talking again, and we got into the same pattern again. And then some months later, I didn't see or hear from him for 2 weeks. And then I received an email from him, and I called it. He left the phone number in the email. I went to a payphone, so he didn't have my phone number, and called it, and we spoke for a little while.
So many
And
details.
It wasn't a heated conversation, but we eventually just said some things that we needed to say.
She's the original Amber Heard.
And this
she's really
conversation you just spoke of when you were in the phone booth, how old were you then when you finally ended things with Mr. Juarez?
I was 20.
And
I'm sorry, I was 19. I was almost 20.
okay. Then you spoke yesterday about this occasion when you were giving him, you gave him groceries after you broke up on one occasion, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Was that after this last phone call, or was this before this last phone call?
It was before. I don't remember exactly what time period or even what time of the year, but it was during one of the several breakups that we had, or after that.
And after this phone conversation, when you were about 19 in this phone booth, there were no more attempts to contact. You didn't make any more attempts to contact him. Is that what you're telling us?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like her attorney.
Now, you were asked also about Victor Arias yesterday. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. And for a little bit of clarification, and based on what you told us, it sounds like Victor was a gentleman that you.
No, she's
So
never been. Yeah, she's never been in this situation before where she was rejected by a guy.
And also she's a really bad liar. She thinks she's a good liar because it seemed to work for her in the past. If you watch her testimony, she goes back through her entire childhood and life with all kinds of guys, and you can see a pattern of her like creating situations and then lying about them and confronting guys and getting away with it because people are just sort of tired of her and leave. But this one, no one was leaving because you can't really, unalive someone and get away with it. So she wasn't able to lie herself out of this. But she's just a really bad liar, and people were just fed up with her, and so they would leave.
I mean, she used every part of her body to get away with things. And here's the thing: in court, that no. Especially against the prosecution who is already allegedly having relations with people involved with the case. Let's just say that.
And Brandon, by the way, I never said 2 beers. I said a beer. Go back to Fletcher Street.
Involved with sometime when you were in an off period with Mr. Juarez. Is that accurate?
It was during a period where I never thought I'd see or hear from Bobby again or even contact him. Yes.
You were asked about a trip you made to spend time with Victor's family in Costa Rica. Do you recall that question?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe if we step back a little bit, what were the circumstances? You met Victor in Costa Rica, right?
Yes, I flew to Costa Rica when I was 16, and he and his mother and father and 2 sisters and his other brother were at the airport to meet me, pick me up.
Okay, and how did that come about that you just go to Costa Rica and spend time with his family?
This was right after my sophomore year, and in September, at the beginning of my sophomore year, there was some flyers put up and it was announced, and it just sounded so exciting to me. So I went home and told my parents, I'm going to Costa Rica, and they just looked at me like I was crazy. But what I did is I worked at my dad's restaurant, saved up all the money I could for the trip, and I think my parents threw a little money toward the trip for me as well. And I was very shocked that they were okay with it and that they let me go, but that's how it came about.
Okay. So is it accurate then to surmise that this was some sort of exchange program with host families?
Yes, it wasn't a long-term exchange, but it was considered an exchange. They have some kind of rotating semester system, so they go to school in the summer as well. And I went to school with them during the day and did things, extracurricular activities on the weekends.
So you met Victor when you met the entire Costa Rican Arias family, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, so when you went to visit, we talked about, the continued contact with Victor, the correspondence. Was there still then a friendship with his family?
Yes, we emailed on occasion, just his brother and sister. Not all the family members had emails, and Victor would email my mom. They would email back and forth.
And so we're clear,
Nick,
was
where's your
going
Pop
back to
Rocks?
Costa Rica to clear your head, as you told us about many days ago. Was that a matter of trying to rekindle things with Victor, or was this just, was that on the agenda, I guess?
No, I was not interested in rekindling anything with Victor. I was interested in maintaining a friendship, but not a romantic relationship.
As it relates to the overall question of your breakups throughout your life, you also had a breakup with Matt McCartney, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
That's
we
right. The
heard
jury did ask about her breakups.
What?
The jury did have a question about, was
Yeah.
this the first guy to break up with you or something along those lines? So, okay. So this redirect is appropriate. I still think it's weird that he goes into so much detail about it.
Yeah.
That's like a nothing question. I would just kind of leave it go and move on.
And it more highlights that this was the first guy who actually broke up with her.
Yeah.
And Jingles, what do you do?
Hey, Scott.
Oh, great. I have a cat's ass in my face. Well. Yeah, I don't know why he likes all the details.
Yeah, I think we were trying to pull up someone. I don't know why. He just goes into so much detail. He's screaming to get off this case, by the way. Not to spoil things going forward, but he is screaming to get off this case, and the judge won't let him.
Yeah.
Her attorney.
Yeah. He really didn't want to be her attorney.
Oh, she has people follow her around. She has people working on art for her, or like selling art for her and stuff. She's got a huge fan base. There's a whole fan website dedicated to her. Yeah. It's kind of gross when you think about it, especially when you look at the pictures of what she did. But I can see where people are infatuated with it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not in my treehouse today. Otherwise you would see Jodi's legs behind me.
Yeah, I need to get this framed because, hold on.
Yeah, you do need to get it framed.
Yeah.
She's not bad at her art. She's actually pretty good, especially if you see the one that Salvador got. Yeah, no, that's really nice. And then Baker got the grapes, I think. I've got the legs, and Salvador's got the nude back.
Yeah.
Is it weird to have her art? We all have her art now. Is that weird?
And now he's playing with my headphone cord. Jingles, go catch a mouse or something.
Well, see, the problem is, Brandon, it's like the boy who cried wolf. If you have too many fake accounts, anytime there's an obvious fake account, we're just going to blame you for it.
Yeah.
Conversation you had with Bianca and how he was unfaithful to you. You learned that through that conversation. You recall telling us about that?
Yes.
Okay. That breakup, then, you had a conversation with Mr. McCartney after you spoke with Bianca. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Okay. Tell us again how that conversation took place, and if you could, just the kind of content of the conversation.
I went to his father's house when he returned from Borrego Springs, and when I arrived, he was on the phone with Bianca, so he understood what I was there for. So we decided to leave the duplex where his father was living in so that he wasn't privy to our business. And we went into my car, which was parked on the street, and just sat in there and had a conversation regarding that. We were both crying. We hugged. We were sad that it was over, but we knew it was over. And it was sad, actually, but it wasn't volatile or anything like that.
It wasn't volatile? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of people. I heard there's a big problem with spiked beers. For me, it's just extra buzz.
Well, it's just all kinds of nonsense BS stories.
Yeah.
From Jodi, anyways. I'm sure it happens.
Yeah, from Jodi. Yeah.
As far as after that conversation, when you broke up, did you disconnect yourself from Mr. McCartney for a while? Did you still converse right away? Just kind of describe for us the period after that breakup.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about the Jodi Prince, if she still has to pay restitution to the Travis family.
She does.
So buying her art actually goes towards the Alexander family. I don't know how happy they are about it, but she goes to restitution.
I was going to talk to Nurmi.
A day.
So the thing is I don't know him, but I see this approach in this case. And this is an attorney that does not believe in his client. This is an attorney that doesn't get along with his client. And I don't think he did the greatest job here. Maybe because he doesn't like his client. Maybe because his client doesn't like him. This is not a good job for him. I've never seen him in any other trial, but this is not a good case for him. Showing his skills if he has them. I don't know him.
But this might be a result of days and days and days where he actually asked questions in which he expected a certain answer. And understand, she changed her mind and gave a completely different answer, throwing him off. And it's apparent in some cases.
You see it a lot. Even you saw it like yesterday, we watched the Karen Reed hearing, and you see some of the state's attorneys arguing things that you can tell they don't believe in their positions. You could tell this guy does not believe in his client's position. And unfortunately, it comes off that way. At least in my eyes, it does.
Yeah, but it's also not. Much of it is her doing, because she's not cooperating with her defense at all.
Yeah, she wants a certain defense out there. Like the whole idea of self-defense and her taking the stand is horrible idea.
Yeah.
But that's her. Well, it's not all her, but it's substantially her doing.
And I would assume at one point he just screw it. It's her show.
Yeah, no, I'm going to reach out to him. Our plan is to, after we're done streaming the trial, to reach out to everyone involved. The judge is now retired. She does mediation, so I want to talk to her. I want to talk to him. I want to interview Jodi herself too. So that's our plan. We have 30 more weeks of Jodi streaming, and then I want to start doing these interviews. But I wanted to get the trial because I didn't watch it live. So I want to get the trial out from under us.
Yeah. I only vaguely heard about it over here in Sweden, but somebody, it seems like
apparently.
Oh, wait, or either that. No, nobody has gifted memberships, so I think you actually, or maybe I had a few spares. I don't know.
I'm just reading Making Law Simple's chats. He's quite entertaining. Oh yeah, no, I'm going with the camera. I'm going with my cameras. My cameras will be in full use for that. It might even be a live stream because that's how I prefer to do it.
But doesn't it have to be pre-approved? At least the questions, but you never know what she's going to answer.
Well, the questions don't necessarily need to be pre-approved. She doesn't have an attorney right now. I mean, maybe she has an appellate attorney, but I think her appeals are done. I just need to coordinate everything with the jail.
Yeah, they tried the.
I might Jodi. I might Brandy. I might ask Jodi to sing for us because I'm gonna have a pre-list things I want to get out of her, and singing for us might be one of them for sure.
Yeah. Make a duet. Or do a Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers duet with her. Please, Dave. Please, Dave.
I did call you Jodi. I saw Brandy, but then I saw Jodi right under your name. I'm bad with names, Brandy. You know what? I'll start calling you Jodi from now on. Because I know you like it.
As long as you call her Jodi and not her Jodi's nicknames, I think you're all right.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Yeah.
No three-hole wonder.
Or two after the breakup, I sent him an email. It was a really long email. Just one of the ways I processed things then was by writing everything down or emailing it. So I sent him that email, kind of like a goodbye email, just letting him know in hindsight and retrospect, this is how I feel about our relationship and how it ultimately ended up. And then beyond that, I think I spoke with him one time on the phone, but we went for about a month without talking.
Okay. So you go for a month without talking after you send this email, then you strike up a friendship. Is that how a friendship builds? But maybe just describe that for us.
I don't recall exactly how we even rekindled our friendship. I do know that he was looking for seasonal work. And when he found out I was going to be staying in a campground, he's like, oh no, he didn't like that idea. So he came with me, not as an intention to try to get back together with me or vice versa, but to gain employment, also make sure that I was safe. I think that was my impression, but he really was looking for work as well.
You mentioned, and it was questioned of you yesterday, this idea that eventually this man who you'd been involved with sexually, you got to a point where you viewed him more as a brother. Is there a way for you to put into words how you got to that point?
I think with time progressing and the separation, it would have been spring, I think 2002, because it was following spring that I was hired. And I remember Matt and I broke up around September 11th, 2001. So it was that following spring that Ventana closed.
Did Brandon take your name?
So when the restaurant closed,
yes, he
Matt's
did.
income went away. And so he moved to Vail, Colorado for other seasonal
Brandon,
work.
you should
And
go
I stayed
over
there
here.
and
Make it
did
look
little
like
odds and
David
ends things to
sponsoring
continue
you.
earning a little bit of money. And he stayed in Vail for a while. And when I think the season was up there,
Or
he
if
came
someone
back to
in
Ventana
Mount Chat
and
actually
was
wants to
rehired because he'd been a good employee.
buy a super chat, I don't
And
mind.
with that space, I think he had a trailer, and I went over there just to visit him briefly, and we kind of just laughed and joked a little, and he thought my blonde hair was weird because I didn't have blonde hair before he left, and then I did. So yeah, we just kind of were comfortable with each other, but we were no longer intimate or physical. We don't even really hug often, or we didn't. And so we just kind of had a level of understanding that it feels like another life, to be honest, having dated him. That was then, and we're different now, and we respect the fact that we each have a past, and that past is in the past, and we're able to maintain a friendship.
That was
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
so not needed to be said.
Back in the jury
Any
room
of
at
it.
1:25. Please remember the admonition. You are excused. Have a nice lunch.
And thanks to Vielhammer Media.
Yes, everyone needs to check out Vielhammer. He's linked in the description below. He has
Yep.
remastered audio on so many trials, and he's been working with us on remastering the audios during live trials with like a 5-second delay. So we won't fall behind. Oh, Vielhammer's lurking. So we won't fall behind at all on the live streams, but when the audio's crap, he can remaster it live. So it's awesome.
Yeah, he's a magician when it comes to enhancing sound. And if you are a law tuber, crime tuber, or whatever, or if you are thinking about it, Vielhammer Media has, I think, it's up to 20 different trials, historical trials, that you can start off with good
He also has some
sound.
live ones too that he did. So
Yeah.
those are in there too. If you look at his live streams, he's got some that we streamed live. He helped us out with. I can't remember the names. We streamed so many freaking trials, but they're in there. Oh. Jodi, I process things by writing them down, except for the abuse. Yes, that's, thank you very much for the $4.99 super chat. But no, that's exactly true. Like the jury had so many questions about why she wasn't writing down this alleged abuse that she's testifying to.
Yeah.
And her response was, well, I didn't want Travis to see it and read about it. And then the jury's follow-up question was, well, hadn't you been broken up with him? You weren't living with him. So why would he have seen them?
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
the jury is paying attention. That's why I love jury questions.
Yeah. But jury questions in all trials, and every trial should be live streamed.
Yeah. Or at least recorded in a way where we can get access to them easily.
Yeah.
But live streamed preferably.
Yeah.
Please be seated. The record will show the presence of the jury, the defendant, and all counsel. Mr. Nurmi, you may continue.
Ooh, she got cold. Oh, no, take it off.
No. They show their cleavage or attempt of cleavage.
Before
no, she's going to look like a librarian.
We were discussing
I'll be right back.
your breakups or the history thereof that you
Everybody
were
get
asked
over to
about
my channel and give me all the
yesterday.
likes. Dave is winning in Super
We just
Chats.
finished
I
with
want to
Mr.
win in
McCartney,
likes.
so
Okay?
I want to move now to your breakup with Mr. Brewer in 2006. Okay?
Okay.
In that regard, you had said previously that, probably paraphrasing here, but the relationship kind of was fizzled.
Thank you, Dave, for your $4.99 Super Chat. I appreciate all the Super Chats you guys send me, but come support Niklas. He actually drinks beer and raises money for SAC. In all fairness, so does Dave. He raises money for SAC. And I don't have any beer at home because I was stuck in traffic, so I couldn't get over to buy, but I do have whiskey. Thank you so much, Dave, for your Super Chat.
Going out or coming to an end to some degree.
Yes. In 2006, yes.
Okay. And was that period where, at least in your mind, it began coming to an end, was that before or after you met Travis Alexander?
It was starting to fizzle a little bit before. I'd say the summer of 2006 was a big wake-up call.
You're welcome.
For where I was going in my life. And Daryl and I weren't progressing in our relationship.
Okay. So, but you, as you've told us before, you didn't actually end the relationship with Mr. Brewer until after you went to the prepaid legal convention in Las Vegas. Is that correct?
That's correct. I was still officially in the relationship, committed to him. Yes.
Officially, what was the last part of that sentence?
Committed to him.
Committed to him. Okay.
Yes.
And that is why, as you've told us previously, you didn't kiss Mr. Alexander or anything during that conference, correct? Was this the reason why you didn't have contact with Mr. Alexander?
Yes. Prior to breaking up with Daryl, I didn't have any kind of inappropriate contact with Travis.
And any kind of contact, based on what you've told us in terms of your view of fidelity, would have been inappropriate. Is that accurate?
That's my philosophy, personally. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Zachariah Anderson appeal defense fund,
So
there
when
are
you go
exactly
back,
$3,000 from their goal, which pays for all the initial costs.
And don't forget about January 11th.
Yep.
We're hoping to have, fingers crossed, I don't want to say it and I don't have it, but I'm going to say it anyways because I don't have it yet. The interrogation videos, police interrogation of both Zach and Sadie. I'm hoping to have that for January 11th. The full thing.
Yeah.
and you break, and, well, let me ask you this. When you came home from the prepaid legal convention, were you thinking, okay, it's time to break up with Daryl?
When I left convention, it was painful because I knew that there were changes on my horizon and Daryl would be one of them. It was difficult for me to make that decision because I loved him a lot, but it didn't fit my future anymore because he didn't want the same things I wanted.
So when you broke up with him,
We good? Oh, are you muted?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing so what? No. Thank you,
Nick, quit
Dave.
drinking too. Are you doing sober every month too?
Well,
oh my God, this cat. Get off of me. Oh, Nick, quit drinking and my cat's attacking me. We're becoming one and the same these days. Oh, that hurt. Oh, well, it's like a knife in my chest.
Yeah, now do that with a 12-pound grown cat. And you get what I experience every damn time he climbs up here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good kitty chicks in there. No, I'm not. No, I don't know where the little cat is. It's gone. I don't need any cats around me right now. This is why I stream from a treehouse most of the time.
Oh, Blazy, go back a minute.
Yeah, I had an attack here at home.
Yeah. Oh, that was. Oh.
All right, but I don't know where we were.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was on. Yeah.
Take care, Brandy. Have fun with lunch with your kid.
I'm having Sunday completely off, so I'm having a Irish whiskey at the moment, just sipping on it, wetting my lips with it.
I'm swapping between Brandon's beer and my coffee.
Oh, yeah, I do that every other thing too, but it's usually between whiskey and beer. And I think that's the way you do it, isn't it?
Well, the way I do it is coffee and beer, apparently, or beer and moonshine. I have to swap between because that moonshine is rough, and the coffee just doesn't help.
No. Yeah. If you don't want to watch the entire trial and everything, Wrongful Podcast at wrongfulpod.com, you can go through all the mistakes in the trial from the prosecution, which are not mistakes, by the way. They are completely intentional misrepresentation.
It's a great summary of the case, summary of the parties involved, and summary of the issues involved in the case. There's also the most recent episode has a lot of me and Nick and Legal Vices and Dylan and Baker and a bunch of people in it as well.
You know what? It's Saturday. Let's. Here is the Zachariah Anderson Defense Fund.
She jumped over to hit the like button on your chat.
Oh, thank you.
You don't have to do that, Brandy. You could just stay in mine.
Zach's Defense Fund.
Oh, Gigi's got it already in.
Oh. And let's just
Why does it
impromptu.
pop up as me?
Because I'm posting it via StreamYard.
Yeah, but this is your stream.
Yeah, I know, but when I do it every time, both of our names pop up because you are something on my StreamYard, so it thinks it's both you and me saying stuff.
When we're in my stream together, it pops up as you. That's weird. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So but impromptu, every $100 to Zachariah Anderson and $20 to me, and I will take a shot of whiskey. Hey. And that goes to my next stream as well, which is the final part of Texas v. Dykes. I will set it up when I should set it up now, by the way.
You just posted a clip? Okay.
Huh?
Farrell said she just posted a clip. Was that of that's
attack.
Baker's. Yeah, Baker's thing. No, not mine.
Yeah.
Did you sit down and talk face to face in your home?
Yes, we sat at the kitchen table.
And in terms of that breakup, was there yelling and screaming?
No, there was none of that. Just a civil conversation.
And in terms of how the relationship ended, it sounds like you would have been the one who at least initiated this conversation. Is that correct?
Oh, girl, let me answer.
Yes, I asked if we could talk, and we sat down at the table.
Now, at this point in time, you and Mr. Brewer still own the home in Palm Desert together. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's accurate.
Okay. And it sounded like from your previous testimony that you still had a lot of bills to deal with and that sort of thing together, mutual bills.
Yes, utilities, mortgage. Mm-hmm.
After you broke up with Daryl, how long did the two of you obviously didn't have other places to live at the time? of this conversation. Is that accurate?
Yes. We only had the house for living arrangements.
Okay. So do you both stay in that house for some time?
He stayed until early December, and then he moved back to the Monterey Peninsula.
So we're talking about, after this breakup, we're talking approximately 4 months or 3 months, I guess, of cohabitating and not being a couple. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And was there romantic or sexual interaction between the two of you after this conversation?
No sexual. The only one romantic gesture he did is before he hopped in his truck and pulled out of town. He kissed me on the lips. I wasn't expecting that, but that was the last time that we had any kind of contact of a romantic nature.
Mm-hmm.
So the time period between you broke up and the moment in time you just told us about him pulling away in his truck, was the relationship between you and Mr. Brewer, would you describe it as civil?
Definitely.
And you were dating, to some degree, you were dating Mr. Alexander during this time period. Is that accurate?
I would say we were seeing each other, but we were not boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay. And to your knowledge, was Mr. Brewer dating anyone at this period of time?
To my knowledge, no.
Did you feel the need to hide your dating or budding relationship with Mr. Alexander? Did you want to keep that from Mr. Brewer?
I wanted to keep that from him out of being sensitive to his feelings and concern for how I didn't want to parade another guy in front of him, so to speak.
Okay. After he moved away, did you still need to discuss bills and things related to the house?
Yes.
Apart from needing to have these business type discussions, were you and Mr. Brewer, would you characterize your relationship with him during this period of time as a friendship?
With Daryl, yes.
And that chain of friendship, if you will, that began even back in 2006, it's still together today. Is that fair to say?
Yes, we're not close, but we're still on friendly terms.
And going back to what we talked about earlier with Matt, who you said like as a brother-like figure, you're still friends with Matt today to some degree. Is that accurate?
The same, we're not close, but we're still friends.
Okay. Now, we heard when you were questioned about your breakup with Travis.
Yeah, he's doing redirect
on June 29th.
based off of the jury questions, John.
And what year was that again? Is that 07?
Yes, 2007.
Okay. This was a
Oh, what happened? It paused.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for the PayPal thingy from I think it is Rossman Ranch.
Nice.
And yeah, and says, I want to see Angry Jingle's face if he comes back. It's my fave. Yay. And
I got $10.
Yeah, it was $10 through PayPal.
I got $10 too for more corner kisses of Jodi.
Aww.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that goes towards the drinking game. So $100 to Zachary Anderson's Gives and Go, and an additional $10 either in Super Chat, gifted membership, or via PayPal. If you don't want to give 40% to YouTube's, you do it via PayPal. And the link is somewhere in the chat. Yeah, why not? I mean, I have tomorrow off, and I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Not yet.
Dave had half a beer, so he's approaching white girl wasted.
It's not half. Look, it's almost done, and it's 5% by volume. And I've been drinking it for the last hour, so it's hitting me.
If you've been drinking it for the past hour, it's already out of your system.
Shh. I don't.
telephone call, this breakup.
Saturday morning, or actually,
Yes.
this afternoon.
And was you testified that the next day, in responding to the questions, that you were back on the phone with Travis. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Why were you back? I mean, you've broken up. It would seem natural that perhaps some distance might be in order. Did you want distance?
Well, we were distant as far as physical distance because I was in Big Sur, California. He was in Mesa, Arizona. But I don't know. I guess I wanted the same thing eventually, which was to be able to be friends with him. But we just had broken up less than 24 hours previous, and I was still in love with him.
She is you're muted again.
David Helm, $500.
Hey, you know what I can do to help? You know, that's really
Thank you, Brandon. Oh, thank you so much. That means we are 2,500 from the goal, and that we need to reach it by the end of this month. And that's all the initial costs for investigator. I mean, I think the transcripts alone from this trial, the Zachariah Anderson trial, is in the region of over $10,000. And 30% of it is Judge brain dead, going on the shores of Normandy, blah 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 blah.
I can't wait to see those transcripts.
We need to do a live. We need to do a live reading of the sidebars.
Ooh, we could do that for sure. Yeah. That would be well. They didn't have sidebars, though. That's the problem.
They had a few, but
maybe they had a few, but they didn't have. It wasn't like Johnny Depp's. Where it was definitely weeks of content.
Yeah, but they did have a few, which I mean, remember at the time. Oh, I want to hear everything about this. But most of it, they sent the jury away, and then they had a hearing about it.
Yeah,
we need somebody old, mumbling, and a bit slow for
Salvador.
Sal. Yeah.
No, I don't know. Old, mumbling, and a bit slow. We'll find somebody.
We'll find somebody. And we need a female for sex attorney. No, we'll
get enough people. We got enough people.
We have enough
Rolodex here. We can make that work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Rambo tonight. Just a second.
What?
Rambo just popped up on my phone for some reason.
In the middle of everything, I'm gonna watch Rambo tonight.
It just popped up, and I said, I want to watch Rambo tonight. I tend to say what I'm thinking. There's no filter.
White girl wasted, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thankful that you're not out driving, at least, because then we would have you on Karen gets caught in traffic stop.
Right.
Yeah. You shouldn't have your phone on you when you're white girl wasted, because you keep calling the courts.
Well, the courts are closed today, so we're safe.
Okay. But don't message, don't email, don't leave a voicemail.
My wife takes the phone from me when need be.
Yep. That's a good thing.
But she's not here right now.
Yeah.
So I was conflicted, obviously, because I no longer trusted him.
I wonder what the question was.
You also mentioned, I think the part that makes it a little harder to understand is the part about the fact that the phone conversation got sexual the very day after you broke up.
That makes it a little hard to understand.
Well, is that a valid question? A valid objection? She makes it hard to understand. Is that a valid objection?
No, that's not a valid objection. No. Well, what does that mean? You don't understand her answers. What that means? Well, you can follow up, sir.
Yeah.
Does it really matter what the question was? No, it doesn't.
Oh, approach on that?
Can we go back now? See, maybe this was like important. I mean, not like important to the case because she's guilty of sin, but
And I was still in love with him. So I was conflicted, obviously, because I no longer trusted him.
You also mentioned, I think the part that makes it a little harder to understand is the part about the fact that the phone conversation got sexual the very day after you broke up.
Objection, Madam Chair, that makes it a little hard to understand.
Approach, please.
I'm going back
What?
again and slowing down to normal.
yes. What does he say? Objection. It makes it hard.
Objection, Madam Chair, that makes it a little hard to understand.
Day after, about the fact that the phone conversation got sexual the very day after you broke up.
Objection, Madam Chair, that makes it a little hard to understand.
Did it say foundation?
I don't know what he's saying. I think the transcripts has it wrong because that doesn't make any sense. But I don't know what he's saying.
$100 to the Zachariah Anderson Defense Fund and $20 to me.
Yeah, but there
Let's
was
see
just
where
$500. Oh, you need $20 to you.
Yeah, per $100.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah. I mean, I'm cheap, but I'm not that cheap. Well, I mean, I am having sippity on scotch at the moment, but if you want to see me shot the thing, yeah.
what is it breakup sex a total normal thing? I thought makeup sex was. You get like one last jolly and then you're off. I mean, I don't see that being a thing.
I only had that happen to me once, and I said no because you're a psychopath and I don't want to.
He says he did that too.
Oh, there it is. There it is. PayPal. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So, Dave, you just paid for 5 shots of whiskey.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. Anytime. Anytime. You know, anything to help Zachariah Anderson. And I'm taking full credit for all payments to Zachariah Anderson.
Thank you, Brandon. You know.
Okay, so that okay. All right, so that makes more sense if he's objecting to the defense lawyer's characterization of the facts. And maybe that's why they're approaching, because they want to talk about the characterization of the facts. Okay, we'll keep going and we'll see what the judge does after the sidebar, I suppose.
Cheers.
It would be interesting to see these sidebars. These sidebars would be really interesting to see.
Yeah, and I think the Lisa Dykes trial is
put that in context.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour stream at least. Oh, this will be a long Saturday night.
Approach, please.
This sexual conversation with him you had the day after you.
What?
Oh, nothing. I was commenting in the chat. I should just comment in the chat.
Yeah. Write it.
Broke up. You freely engaged in it, didn't you?
Yep.
Yes.
I just set it up.
Why would you engage in this conversation
2:15
after breaking up with him the day before, and for the reasons that you broke up with him on the day before?
It goes back to the day before when I broke up with him. He was making promises that he would change. He said that he loved me. And so the conversation didn't start sexual, it started sentimental. And then it moved into more of a sexual nature, I guess. He was complimenting me like, you're so hot, that kind of thing. So I just kept talking to him because it was pleasant and he was saying nice things. And then at one point I became aware of the fact that he was masturbating while we were having this conversation. And I was in the driveway of the red house.
As one does.
Technically, a whiteboard is all the color.
Why did you keep going
White?
after you? Why did you keep engaging in this conversation when, as you say, you perceived him to be masturbating?
I don't know. I guess a part of me felt I had very low self-esteem at the time, and a part of me felt he still values me above other people. I guess that he still is attracted to me, even though, and he's trying to win me back and all these things. So I was kind of flattered by it, I guess.
Okay.
Well, ladies, do you get flattered when the man
issue,
starts playing with himself while you're on the phone?
Came up regarding.
I feel like you all should.
What were termed as suicide letters. Do you recall that coming up earlier today?
Yes.
I want to show you a few exhibits, being 514, 515, 516, 517, 518, 519, 520, and 521. Without speaking to the content, could you just review these exhibits and verify for us that those were the letters you were referencing this morning?
What should I have for lunch?
Bacon and egg. All the bacon.
That's what I have for breakfast.
So?
Well, okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. So, yeah, I can have bacon and egg.
Yeah.
That's what I'll have.
Oh.
Soup.
Have you ever had pancakes, crispy bacon, pancake, crispy bacon, pancake, and then some syrup?
I have not, but that sounds really good now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I have so many freaking eggs. I have a bucket full of them. I was thinking like anything egg related.
Or you, oddly enough, bacon and lingonberry is good together. Really, really good together.
Well, I have both of those.
Yeah.
I have lingonberries left over. I bought them, and then my wife said, "No, we don't have those at Christmas." I was like, "Well, we have them now, so I can have them." Yeah, I thought you had like lingonberries with everything. We had meatballs and potatoes. Why wouldn't you have the lingonberries?
Yeah, that's weird.
Is that her stack of suicide letters? I don't know. We're not talking about the content yet. She's just reading through them. Have you ever put a strip of? Does the bacon? I feel like the bacon wouldn't cook enough if it's in bacon or if it's in the pancakes. The pancakes gonna cook a lot.
No, you dice the bacon, and then you fry it, and then you pour the pancake batter on top of it, and treat it as a normal pancake, because then it's already crispy inside the pancake.
I'm gonna make some pancakes.
I mean,
lingonberries and crepes. Yeah, I make. Well, my wife makes really good crepes, but then I slightly sweeten some cream cheese and throw some berries and stuff inside.
Yeah.
You guys don't do that, but I do.
I make most of the religious tradition based on bacon and alcohol.
There's suicide letters and drawing of what I wanted my grave to say.
What she wanted her grave to say? God. Please read these suicide letters. These are going to be so cringe. It'd be like a 12th grader writing
showing you
in her diary, or a 12-year-old.
510.
Shot number 2, 3 to go.
You had been looking at that of 82607. You've been contemplating suicide for quite some time, hadn't you?
Wait.
You've been.
What?
Can we read that? Can you pull it up and make it bigger so we can read that?
I don't know. No.
I just wish. I just wish I could die.
480 is the top quality on this.
That's okay.
But,
I wish that
I could unalive. I wish that self-ending was a way out, but it is no escape. I wouldn't feel any more pain, though if I could just stop existing and have my consciousness dissolved into nothingness, and my energy recycled
Well, isn't she a
something
Mormon?
else
She knows it doesn't go to nothingness. It either goes to hell or to heaven.
Yeah, into something else useful, for I am of little use to the world right now, though no blah blah blah
She dates it.
my own. Yeah, this is August 26, 07. Is this before or after the unaliving? Isn't the
This is
unaliving
after.
in 08? Or was it in 07?
It was in 07. It was June 07.
This sounds like bad lyrics from My Chemical Romance.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, like a 12-year-old.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that scene.
She had
I was gonna say
dark
from Beetlejuice, where the girl is writing and she's like, "I'm alone," and then she crumples it up. She's like, "I am utterly alone." Yes,
Yeah.
this reminds me of.
Yeah, I mean, these are it's dark thoughts, as many teenagers have. So once in a while, I wish Now, there's a difference between I wish, because I just wish. That tells me everything. This is not a genuine unaliving note. This is I'm having a really, really bad day. That's what I read into this.
Yeah, she's been sitting there for 2 months. She's stressed out.
Yeah. Let's see if there's more.
Hadn't you?
Actually,
It's me.
You've been contemplating suicide since August 26, 2007?
same as actually.
Yes, during that time period after I moved to Wairika, I feel like
Actually, I was actually been contemplating it since that page. The answer was yes.
The state.
You've been contemplating it from August 26, 2007 till the time of your arrest?
no, there was a break.
And what was the break?
After I moved out of Arizona, I didn't feel suicidal as much until after Travis passed away.
And so, just so we're clear, we're talking about when you left Arizona in the U-Haul in late March or April of 2008, correct?
Yes,
There was a question posed to you about what I believe to be this journal entry, and also in Exhibit 510.
Yeah.
About how you were staying in Rachel's tonight. You recall that?
yes,
Being asked about that particular minute or that particular journal entry?
yes.
Okay. Is that a minimization that you were talking about?
Actually,
Overruled.
It was not very specific as to the reasons Travis would be upset. I didn't go into those reasons. I was just voicing a few thoughts.
Okay.
Remember, we dual stream, so go to each other's stream and give thumbs up to promote us towards the YouTube algorithm and everything. And if you haven't subscribed yet to either of us, do it. Do it. Just do it. It's free. It's free. And you get great content for it, for free, or some ads once in a while. And when you watched us for a while, consider becoming a member. For me, it's $3 a month, and you get access to all members only
Any
content.
journal entries
I decided
that
what I'm making.
relate to the idea of not writing certain things in
That
your
was
journal
during jury
because
questions.
out of fear of what
That's
Mr.
done for
Alexander would
now.
think.
Yes,
Approach with Exhibit 522. Did you take a look at Exhibit 522? Please read it to yourself and advise us what that is?
Go, cat, go. Nick doesn't have more
This
viewers. He
is,
probably has more likes, though.
a journal
always
entry
has
that I
more
wrote just a few weeks after, after a few weeks after the argument that we had, where he wouldn't let me leave the room.
She wants to give it,
The whitest Nick ad ever. What was it? Now I'm curious. Oh no, Nike ad. Okay, so that was over at yours. Nike ad. I thought Nick ad, the whitest one.
Oh.
I'm 2 down, 3 to go.
date, that's fine, but beyond that, I would object.
I remember the date.
Okay, Dave, if you're
Well, the date that you wrote the entry.
Oh, the date, I'm sorry. It's 11/5/07.
And was that your entire entry for 11/5/07?
It appears that this is entry is complete, and the next one, it shows part of 11/6.
Yes, the jury is supposed to feel sorry for her, but it's not working. You can tell by the jury questions.
Move to admit Exhibit 522.
They were trolling her at times. You send out the National Guard for snow in Massachusetts. No wonder you guys are all messed up.
It was admitted.
Three down, 2 to go.
I don't think you should skip the verdict, Nick. I think you should stream all the way through the
we skip
deliberations. I mean, not skip the
No, I
verdict. I mean, skip the deliberations.
Yeah, skipping the deliberations and go directly for. I mean, it's quite. I mean,
And again, we're looking at a date.
why should I stream through the deliberations? I mean, nothing has happened now for another hour. Oh, more. Monday, 5/11, November 5th, 07. I just bought a set of colored pens. I read the other day that one can tell a lot about a person by their style of handwriting.
Oh God, this woman
even,
is just the worst kind of everything.
And even the color of ink they choose. I figure if there are colors to choose here, why stick with boring black, which is why I blah 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 use blue. But tonight it's purple. Maybe a few different colors, we'll see.
This woman is the worst of everything.
I mean,
everything. Anything. Remember, she kept getting fired from restaurants because she's a bad waitress. It's not that hard of a job, people.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to. And this tells me, it says to me, this is calculated. She knows now that she's writing this for the future hearings and for the future. Because she read somewhere that choosing another color and handwriting or stuff like that might mean something to someone. So she's calculating, oh, I need to do this to be more persuasive. That's how I read it.
Monday, November 5th, 2007. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And you were describing for us.
I mean, it's hard work. It's hard work. But technically, as soon as you know the drill. As soon as you know the drill after a week, then it becomes easier and easier. But it's still hard work because if you get 5, 7, 10 tables, yeah, you need to run your ass off. And then, especially in the United States, when you have to rely on tip.
I did it for years as a waiter, and it's not that complicated. Yeah, you have to physically move around. Whoop diddy do. You got to remember those orders. Write it down. It's not that hard. There's so many. She's just the worst at everything.
Yeah. Here's the thing. A few years ago, during the world-ending event between 2020 and 2022, I think it was California who passed a law regarding how you can sue your former employer. And one of these things are you don't have to be nice to customers. So now in California, I think it is California, you can't be fired if you tell your customers to F off. And this is huge for the businesses because they have rude as F personnel and they can't fire them. I mean, that would never happen. I mean, look at me. I'm a union rep in Sweden. And I tell you, if that happened here, foot in arse and I can't save your job. I really can't. I will try, but I really can't. California is more socialistic than Sweden at the moment.
Yep, and that's why I don't want.
I don't remember if it's. I don't remember if it's specifically California, but somewhere in the United States.
That'll get us into a political debate going.
Yeah. Let's not
the wrong direction.
Yep.
Let's keep going with Jodi.
What this entry was actually subsequent to.
I blame Dave because he's
one of the acts of violence that was perpetrated upon you. Is that accurate?
Will you repeat that? I'm sorry.
This entry was subsequent to one of the acts of violence that was perpetrated upon you. Is that accurate?
Well, yeah, when he pushed me, yes.
Which act?
Oh.
Overruled.
You say he pushed you. We talked about these incidents, so maybe if you could just give us a little more of the details to what specific incident you're talking about.
Okay, it was a night we had an argument in his bedroom. It was the night that he wouldn't let me leave. I tried to get up and leave, and he stopped me and pushed me, and I fell down. I fell on my knees. And he basically demanded that I listen to what he was saying. And a short time later, I got up to leave again, and he did the same thing.
Fourth down, on to go.
The third time I got up, he let me leave. He followed me all the way out to the car, saying things behind me as I walked all the way down the stairs, out the door, and out to the driveway. So that was the same night that happened.
I want to draw your attention to
was that you or was that Nurmi going?
There is a paragraph that begins with the number 2. Do you see that there?
Yes.
2 nights ago.
Yes.
And I'll move it for you when need be, but if you could be so kind as to read that area to us.
Chapter 12 of Matthew, the New Testament, and something. But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment, blah, 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 blah. What has this to do with unaliving herself? I mean, chapter 2 of Matthew. For by
it doesn't. She was never serious about it anyway. So this is all just like nonsense. She's like, well, you wrote this and you didn't talk about unaliving. I don't know. Just none of this makes sense.
No.
2 nights ago, I called Travis to say goodnight, and right on the outset of the conversation, he made a point in making it clear to me that he didn't mean all of those harsh words he said the other day.
That's why. Okay. Travis didn't mean all the harsh words.
Sentence goes a little bit into the next page. Could you finish the sentence?
And that
This
he
is in
felt really
direct
bad.
response to the jury question
This
about she didn't write down any of his abuse.
reference that you make on 11/5 to 2 nights ago, and that he said some mean things or harsh words that he didn't mean. Is that related to this incident and the things he said about your family?
Session meeting. Oh,
Yes, the conversation
Sure to
of
hit the
2
like
nights
button.
previous that I say there is
Hit the thumbs up.
a conversation where we
Or thumbs,
were
uh,
referencing the argument of
YouTube, it
a
doesn't
week or two
matter.
earlier
Thumbs
to
up or
that.
thumbs down.
Yes.
In our competition,
Okay, so
thumbs up.
I want to make sure I understand you correctly. You had this argument or this incident with him where he's not letting you leave the room and saying some mean things about your family.
You're okay,
But
Joe.
then it sounds like you had a conversation
Dave
about
can
that
handle it.
incident.
I'm good.
I guess what would be on November 3rd. Is that correct?
Yes, that was after he found
Your guess is as
negative
good as
things I
mine.
wrote about it and maybe tear it out. And I think
He's redirecting specifically
Opened
to
his
the
eyes
jury
to
question about why he didn't record,
Okay.
why she did not record his
So this isn't a
Travis's
reference to
behavior in the jury
the,
or in her journals.
violence in the bedroom. It's a reference to a conversation you had sometime later related to the violence in the bedroom and the removal of things from the diary.
yes, and then I documented that conversation 2 days later, which would be the 5th.
Okay. All right. Could you read the next sentence for us?
He asked that I forget he ever said any of those.
Jingles,
All
do you want a
right.
pork rhyme?
And that's referring to the words he said when?
The night of that argument.
The 3rd.
I'm sorry?
The 3rd of November?
That's what he said on the 3rd, but he asked that I forget what he said on the night of the argument.
Okay. Part of forgiving, in my opinion, is to forget and let it go.
I mean,
But you're writing about it.
1,000.
Can you
I mean,
explain
I'm
that
at $3 per
to us?
1,000 views.
I'm not writing about the part that I want to forget,
So,
which are the words. I'm writing more about
and usually
The
the
experience
Jodi Arias-Trial
since-
gives me
does that say
between 300 and
Sunday
400
on the
views,
5th?
so it's like $1.50.
okay, Monday. The reason I'm writing on this topic is
I'm trying
because
something different with
that
my
Sunday,
ad
it was a topic in RS's Relief Society, and that was a topic in church.
Now, regarding my ads, I have gone away. I put away the gambling ones and financial stuff. I chose away, but all of a sudden, apparently, a few streams ago, people started getting joined the Westboro Church or something, and I'm like, oh, say what now? No, that. So I kind of called the Westboro Church out and told them anybody who is in that church is probably going to burn in hell, and they will all deserve it. So I don't think I will get any more ads from them.
where the women meet for that hour, about how once words are spoken, they can't be unspoken. And it just seemed along those themes, so I was journaling about that.
Picking up right here where he says, even now, could you read that sentence for us?
Even now, even still, I'm haunted by those words as another statement just popped into my mind.
And again, just for clarification, are we talking about words that were said on the 3rd or words that were said during this violent altercation, or are we talking about both?
Will you repeat that? I'm sorry.
The words, you say the words that were spoken still haunt you.
Yes.
And so which words are you referring to?
His harsh words during that time, it was still relatively fresh, and they kept playing like a recording in my mind over and over. So they were.
When it comes to ads and religion, for me, religion is like your ding dong. Nice to have, don't show it in public. I mean, that's my
Speaking
and,
like a
you-
true Swede, by the way. And if you guys
Yeah.
come to America, you're called wasps. And that's exactly how wasps act in America. White Anglo-Saxon, that whole thing. That's very
No.
Swedish of you.
Yeah, probably it's probably is, but so far to my knowledge, I have never told anybody about. I mean, you could imagine, you do all the Viking stuff. I mean, my heritage is actual Viking. The old Aesir gods. That's not me. that's on you, chat, because you started calling me Viking. So I just ran with it. Now, my personal, it's I'm a big believer in Nanya. Nanya damn business. Or the invisible spaghetti monster. I don't know.
Hunting me in that regard.
You say that, start reading from the sentences, I won't write it down.
I won't write it down, however, as I
fine. The
promised
rest of it, yeah.
Travis that I wouldn't do
running
so as
all the
part
way
of
through it.
forgetting it.
It's
When did you
maybe
make that promise to
hours
him?
of day 6 and maybe 3 hours of day 7 in 1.2.
The day that he tore out
There's a lot of breaks.
the entry
in it.
where I wrote the negative things about that night, the night of the argument.
And that is what we saw in terms of the pages that were removed from your diary a few days back.
Theory. You are a British woman, extremely suppressed, no rights whatsoever. All of a sudden, in the horizon, you see a ship.
Real men.
Real men coming ashore who actually cleans themselves.
Do they?
Yeah, the cleanliness was big within the old Aesir's. Cleanliness, because don't go into war dirty. Don't go into another person's home dirty. I mean, cleanliness was big back in the days. So whatever depiction you have of Vikings with dirt and mud and everything, yeah, during battle, not after. So imagine these, I mean, you have hundreds of 6 foot plus men, and you are used to British men.
Mm-hmm.
How many, I'm not saying there weren't graping going on, but imagine going to a club. All you see are British people with bad teeth. All of a sudden, 6 foot plus man comes into the pub. What you gonna do? Just saying. That's the theory. Oh yeah, I heard some asswipe study said that, there might have been transsexual Vikings. And my immediate, no, those were shield maidens. It was women who went to war. They have nothing about.
Yeah, women can be sociopaths too.
Yeah, I mean, those women spent their adult life going to war. They chose that life. They were never not women. They never claimed to be men. They never claimed to be, I choose this gender. No, they were warrior women.
By the way, Nick,
take that away from women.
Damn it,
What?
you're beating me on likes. I thought we were tied. I got all excited.
I don't think those were the specific ones, but they are in there. Yes, there were some pages torn out.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Last shot.
I'm having my next stream put up at 8:15, so we can
Now, referencing back.
over. I don't know. Do you have anything to do, Dave? You want to watch
You were asked
the
a couple of
rest
different
the night?
questions.
I
about,
do. I might not make it in onto the stream
men
though.
whom
I
you
do like
had
watching dykes,
whom
but
you had an interest in.
I'm still dealing with my son's
say,
car.
the
We got to
spring
tear it apart now.
2000, after you moved back to Wairika.
Thank you, Dave.
Remember being asked about some of that.
For
Anytime.
$500 to the Zachariah Anderson Defense Fund and $100 to me.
You mentioned an individual by the name of Steve Carroll.
Yes,
And if memory serves, that was an individual that you met through a website called LDS Linkup. Is that?
yes.
Okay. And was this, seems to be implied in the name, but to your understanding, was this somewhat of a Mormon dating site?
Not necessarily dating. It's a Mormon social networking site. So it could be for dating, friendship, family, any of that.
And you, in the spring of 2008, even after breaking up with Travis, you can still identified yourself as a member of the Mormon Church. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And you had mentioned that the church encouraged you to date as much, maybe date's not the right word, but to interact as much as possible. Is that accurate?
Yes. Once you become an adult, a legal adult, the church encourages you. Well, I don't know about teenage years as far as 18, 19, but definitely in your 20s, the church encourages you to focus on the goal of marriage and find that person. And if you're not going to marry a certain person, not to put it bluntly, to waste your time with that person.
And when we're also talking about interaction as well, we're talking about very innocent, if you will, dates.
Yeah, I never physically met Steve Carroll. It was only online and brief. But as far as dates, as far as the church policy, they encourage dating. As far as going out on dates in public places, not places where you might be led into temptation, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Can't be led into temptation.
So in this time period then, in the spring of 2008, you would have been how old?
27.
Okay. And we kind of heard at least how 30, 31, that
LDS
kind of
single
age
apps,
was
those
a
could be fun.
magic number, if you will, for single Mormon men, correct?
I wouldn't say a magic number. It's more like a dreaded number.
Okay, dreaded number. So you were at a point in time in your life, in this time, where were you also at a point in time in your life where you were also seeking marriage and family, because you were getting close to this number, this dreaded number as well?
This dreaded
Yes,
number.
I wasn't as
Speaking
close
like
as Travis.
Steve,
The
or,
number applies
like,
to both men and women.
Andrew Bronco.
You're expected to be married by that age. Not everyone does get married by that age in the church, but it's more or less expected of you. And obviously I was getting closer by the day. And when I ultimately make the determination of whether or not I would want to spend my life with someone, I would need plenty of time with that
Biological
person
clock is
first.
ticking.
I can't just pick somebody and say, let's go. So
So the question, whether or not she dreaded the date or she.
Well, I guess one of the things that makes 30 a dreaded number in your church is not turning 30, but it's turning 30 and being single. Is that accurate?
turning 31 and being unmarried.
Okay. So
Oh my God.
at age
technicalities.
27, you weren't seeking to avoid turning 30, but you were seeking to be married and start a family before that age. Is that accurate?
Yes, 31. It's 31.
Okay, 31.
But yes, that's accurate.
Okay. So in that regard, you were maybe not exclusively, but part of the reason you were on LDS Linkup is to find a potential boyfriend or find a potential mate. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, somebody that I might be able to progress with.
Okay. So, and Mr. Carroll was one of those individuals, at least you were interested in early on, or to some degree, right?
I met Steve Carroll online sometime in
She was asked if she was interested in that when she met him.
Sorry.
Was he a person that you were at least beginning to explore an interest?
Remember day 24, 25 during cross-examination? She really snapped back at him when smiled and snarky. That's gone. That's way gone from Jodi Arias.
I think
He
she
broke her.
got the hint from the jury. Well, I think the jury questions really broke her too, because on so there was cross-examination. There was some redirect, I guess.
She stopped smiling during cross. Last day of cross, he really handed it to her. And then she heard the jury questions.
Yeah, I think that was just, I think it's sinking in now at this point after hearing the jury questions.
Yeah.
And then the jury even follow-up questions, right? Like the jury follow-up questions were like, okay, so now we had all these questions. We asked you some questions, or we heard, you know, and then you're not really being clear with us. We have some more. And at times they were trolling her. And I think it's finally starting to sink in.
Oh, crap.
What's that?
$501 to Zachariah Anderson's defense fund, apparently from me.
Nice.
Let's go over to...
Yeah, the jury questions were awesome.
Yeah, the jury question. I mean, seriously. I mean, there should always be jury questions in a trial. Not only because it helps both the prosecution and the defense, but I do believe it helps the defense more because the prosecution has their line of thought that it's done. The defense has more leeway in changing their tactics with jury questions.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, this is what they are focusing on. Let's do that.
Yep. Yeah, but the jury questions were very damning for her. If you were paying attention to them at all, you could tell the jury was listening closely and wasn't buying her BS.
Yeah, and that was completely new to her. Because so far in her life, everybody bought into her BS. She thought because of her superior intelligence. No, because you offered holes, Jodi.
So
or you were just annoying enough to not be worth the hassle.
Exactly. How much longer do you want to go? Because I know you got your other stream.
I mean, next stream is due in roughly 9 minutes, so we can do another for a natural break and everything.
And then I'll carry on your stream.
Yeah, and I'll take half a shot extra for Brandon.
There you go. You can finish up the rest on your Dyke stream. I feel like you should send a link over to Flux for that stream.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm texting her right now.
She needs to be here and listen to Dyke. I'm not kidding. The defendant's name in that trial is Lisa Dykes. She and her wife was contemplating what surname should we pick when we get married. And somehow they chose to not have Dykes, as in welcome. Let's say hello to the Dykes. Yeah. So if you haven't heard of Texas v. Lisa Dykes, it is a trial where two supposedly lesbian women with a male toy boy who is a failed rapper with a criminal record. And so that's them. Marisela Botello went to vacation to Dallas, Texas. She walked up to Charles Beltran, who is the toy boy, and asked for weed. He took her back to his and the lesbian couple's home. And then she was found 6 months later, a few miles away. And somehow they shot Lisa Dykes for it. Every piece of physical evidence points to Charles Beltran, but Charles Beltran snitched. Or tried to save himself. So
That's exactly what he did.
he handed Lisa Dykes to the prosecution, and they prosecuted her. So if she gets convicted, Charles Beltran walks free. His plea deal is time served plus 5 years probation, I think it was, for unaliving, hiding the corpse, tampering with evidence, abusing corpse. And he might walk. And after this stream, we are watching the final part of Lisa Dykes' testimony in her own defense. And then we go, because that's the final part of the defense case in chief. And then we skip all the deliberation time and go directly to the verdict. Now, I think she has 2 or 3 hours of testimony left, because they are still on direct examination, then it's cross-examination and redirect.
Yeah, I think it's about an hour, so I'm not sure how long your stream is going to go.
Maybe
I was looking at it yesterday. I think her cross, unless it continues for another day, but that you only have like an hour left in that day.
No, it continues into day 7.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know
Chucky,
Gosney.
100%.
I know Gosney is live. I love Gosney, but Saturday is my day. And for you who waited for Serial Killer Saturdays, I was stuck in traffic for 2 fucking hours.
Oh,
so I missed...
you got a package.
Yes. Oh, I got a package. I should open it. Hold on.
I give him a Christmas gift, and he just throws it somewhere on a shelf and doesn't even open it. Well, there we go. This guy. Gosney is like back to back. Yeah, Gosney said that this is his weekend to stream, so he's just going to stream constantly, nonstop. I'm not sure what he's streaming about, but there we go. Look at that industrial wrapping paper.
It's Christmas paper. Oh, it's
You're probably safer that way, Nick, not opening it.
Really good folded.
Just right time. Speaking of Gosney,
it is Prepare by Steve Gosney. Thank you so much. I have it on a PDF, but there's something... I can't show PDF to the audience.
Yeah.
So this is really... And I've started to read it. Prepare the Handbook for Individual Freedom.
Look at the sticker at the bottom, though. It says autographed copy. Yeah.
Oh.
You don't get that with the PDF.
Nope, I don't. I have Steve Gosney's autograph. So every time I get Steve Gosney on the stream, and he says I wrote a book, I can show this.
There you go.
Oh, thank you so much, Dave.
It took a lot of effort to get it to you, and you sitting in 2 hours worth of traffic, but
yeah,
I feel like it was worth
it. Thank you so much.
Well, very Merry Christmas to you, even though it's a bit late.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Oh.
So are we gonna watch any more, or do you want me to start?
I think we're done here. And
okay. We're done with Jodi.
Yeah, and we are 150. So in 2 hours and 10 minutes, we got through about an hour of testimony. Yeah,
That seems about right.
Yeah, on Tuesday we will go through Tuesday, another Jodi day. We will see how long it takes. This was more of an impromptu, more spontaneous stream, it feels like.
Yeah, it was a good stream. I like it.
Yeah.
We're not racing through the testimony, just trying to get through it because her stuff is so interesting and like annoying at the same time. I like when we get glimpses into her mind when we read her letters and things. Those are more fun.
Yes, Young. Dave needs a Nick emoji and Nick needs a Dave emoji. How do I get an emoji of white girl wasted, or is it just a bottle of Prosecco?
Yeah, it's just a bottle of Prosecco. That's how you need.
Now
we can slap an MLS logo on it.
Oh, when you get really huge as a channel, which you will be, you should start your own Prosecco line.
I should.
White girl wasted Prosecco.
It's going to be me going to Kroger and buying the bottles and just peeling off the label. It's going to work.
All right. Now, Dave, if you could do me a favor and go over to my next stream and start that while I do all the... Oh, wait. Where are we at?
You won.
No, I won likes, but I think Dave won the super chats. And let's see here. No memberships. It's a draw. It's a draw. It's a draw. I won the likes. I think Dave won the super chats and no membership gifting. So Dave won. No, it's a draw. Which is it's a decent. I mean, nobody wins. So welcome to socialism. Participation trophy. Oh. No, thank you all so much. And I will be sending you off to my next stream, which is the Texas v. Lisa Arias. And it's a strange case, an even stranger trial. And we will go through the rest of Lisa Arias' testimony. The defense will rest. The judge will send the jury off. We will skip the deliberations. I will do a poll about how long do you think they deliberated, and then we will watch the verdict. And you really, really want to stay for that. Like Dave started. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you so much. And I will see you in a bit. Okay. I will send you all over. Thank you so much. Subscribe to Dave, like Dave. You know what.